Jeffries stalls Trump's big, beautiful bill for hours after House GOP mutiny breakthrough. The House of Representatives' progress on President Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill has temporarily come to a screeching halt thanks to the chamber's top Democrat. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, Democrat in New York, began speaking in the chamber minutes before 5 a.m. and appears to be poised for hours more. One GOP lawmaker told Fox News Digital that Jeffries was seen arriving with multiple binders, one of which he read from for roughly 3 hours. If the rest of the binders also hold portions of his speech, the New York Democrat could keep the House floor paused in the afternoon. He is able to command the House floor via a magic minute, a privilege for party leaders in the chamber that allows them to speak for however long they want. It comes after the House of Representatives voted to advance Trump's $3.3 trillion big, beautiful bill to its final phase in Congress, overcoming fears of potential Republican mutiny. It's a significant victory for House Speaker Mike Johnson, Republican Louisiana, though the fight is not over yet. Lawmakers voted to proceed with debate on the mammoth-sized Trump agenda bill in the early hours of Thursday, a mechanism known as a rule vote, teeing up a final House-wide vote sometime later Thursday morning. The House adopted the rules for debate on the measure in a dramatic 219 to 213 vote, with all but moderate Representative Brian Fitzpatrick, Republican Pennsylvania, voting to proceed. Next comes a vote on the actual measure, likely sometime on Thursday, but the timing is largely contingent on when Jeffries finishes speaking. "I feel the obligation, Mr. Speaker, to stand on this House floor and take my sweet time," he said at one point. The first part of Jeffries' speech saw him read from a binder that he said contained accounts of people who could lose their Medicaid coverage under the GOP bill, taken from residents of states with Republican lawmakers. This Congress is on the verge of ripping food out of the mouths of children, veterans, and seniors as a result of this one big ugly bill in order to reward billionaires with massive tax breaks and exploding the debt in the process, he said at one point. Jeffries called it one big, ugly bill that our Republican colleagues are trying to jam down the throats of the American people will undermine their quality of life. The budget reconciliation process, which Republicans are using to pass the bill, is a mechanism that allows the party in power to completely sideline the minority in most cases. That means Jeffries nor his caucus have no real power to stop the bill from moving forward, making delayed tactics their only tangible form of opposition right now. The vote had been stalled for hours since Wednesday afternoon, with 5 House Republicans poised to kill the measure before lawmakers could weigh the bill itself. Several members of the conservative House Freedom Caucus and their allies, meanwhile, appeared ready to skip the vote altogether in protest of GOP leaders' compromise bill. But both Johnson and Trump spent hours negotiating with holdouts, apparently to some success. But the process could still take hours. Democrats could still call up various procedural votes to delay the final measure, as they did when the legislation passed the House by just one vote for the first time in late May. Plus, the bill itself could still face opposition from both moderates and conservative Republicans. Conservative lawmakers were threatening to derail the rule vote as recently as Wednesday over changes the Senate made to legislation, which fiscal hawks argue would add billions of dollars to the federal deficit. But those concerns appear to have been outweighed by pressure from House GOP leaders and the president himself, who urged House Republicans to coalesce around the bill. The Senate passed a version of the bill late on Tuesday morning, making modifications to the House's provisions on Medicaid cost-sharing with states, some tax measures, and raising the debt ceiling. Moderates are wary of Senate measures that would shift more Medicaid costs to states that expanded their programs under Obamacare, while conservatives have said those cuts are not enough to offset the additional spending in other parts of the bill. 2 members of the conservative House Freedom Caucus, who also sit on the House Rules Committee, Representatives Ralph Norman, Republican South Carolina, and Chip Roy, Republican Texas, voted against the measure during the Rules Committee's 12-hour hearing to consider the bill. Johnson himself publicly urged the Senate to change as little as possible in the run-up to the vote. But the upper chamber's bill ultimately passed by a similarly narrow margin as the House, with Vice President J.D. Vance casting the tie-breaking vote. "I'm not happy with what the Senate did to our product," Johnson told reporters late on Tuesday afternoon. "We understand this is a process that goes back and forth, and we'll be working to get all of our members to yes." But Trump took to Truth Social after the Senate passed a bill to urge House Republicans to do the same. It is no longer a House bill or a Senate bill. It is everyone's bill. There is so much to be proud of, and everyone got a major policy win. But the biggest winner of them all will be the American people, who will have permanently lower taxes, higher wages and take-home pay, secure borders, and a stronger and more powerful military. The president posted. We can have all of this right now, but only if the House GOP unites, ignores the occasional grandstanders. You know who you are, and does the right thing, which is sending this bill to my desk. We are on schedule. Let's keep it going and be done before you and your family go on a July 4th vacation. The American people need and deserve it. They sent us here to get it done. Both the House and Senate have been dealing with razor-thin GOP majorities of just 3 votes each.